snog them. All right, snoggers. Who had a snog today? That's what this stream's about. I deliberately didn't put it on the thumbnail because I thought it might turn people away. But I think we need to discuss snogging. Obviously, I'm talking out of my arse. I'm talking out of my fart sponge. I mean, sometimes I say to my girlfriend, I say, listen, when you were asleep, you don't realise, but your legs were open, and I could see your anus. Or I call it a zero to her. It's easier. And I say to her, and it was like that. All right. I said, and then as I slapped your bum, it went like this. And she's in hysterics every time. Now, I don't do it all the time because, you know, I don't want to ruin it, you know, but she thinks it's the funniest thing ever, the idea that there's teeth in her bum. But she did do a fart once herself, I must admit. She let one out once, and I went, no way. And I do all the time. I'll just go, I'll pull my finger, love, and she always falls for that one. And she farted once. In 5 years, once. If you're being generous, I think that's acceptable for a lady. And I said, did you just palm? That's the Khmer word for fart. I said, did you just palm? And she said, no, it was my bum saying, I love you. So we went from snogging to a couple of little stories of love and anus. So if you are new here, a subscription would be nice, or a thumbs up. There will not be any new people here. And I done that intentionally. Yeah. Here's why I've done that intentionally. Because the reason I haven't been streaming, good Lord, who's been stashing sweet wrappers in the hollow tube of a toilet roll? I'm going to put that right and throw them somewhere else that isn't the point. Hello. I like to party. So I've been working on my novel. Because of what happened with me editor, I realised how much extra work that meant, and I thought, mate, you've got to just go for this now. You've got to grab the ball by the balls, grab the horn by the bollocks, ride the rodeo of life, fall off into the pit of completion. Yeah. And so, as I've told you frequently, not just frequently, but repeatedly, repetition, frequentation, that it's a roller coaster, a creative product. And I've done that Freudian slip last time, didn't I? Project. Well, it is a product's commodity, isn't it? Let's not beat it around the balls. Balls. Speaking about ball, you are noticing that I'm on fumes here, by the way. You know, when I go balls completely out of the blue for no reason, I have been getting about 4 hours kip a night. No exaggeration. If anything, it's an exaggeration the other way. There's been a couple of 2.5 hours. When we went, I've got some videos to show you. We went to a place called Phnom Udon, and it's like a market, a street food market, and it was incredible. I got some interesting photos and videos, and little. You'll see it, and you'll don't eat balls. But oh, come on, pedal back, son, pedal back. Oh yeah. So my missus says to me, right, the taxi's going to be here at 11 o'clock. She said, I'll come to your house at 10. And to me, that's 50 minutes sleep lost, because it's going to take me 10 minutes to get ready. I'm going to put everything I need, phone, money, vape juice, door keys, in my little gay satchel. Balls. And I'm going to put the clothes, pair of shorts, T-shirt, Birkenstocks. I will get out of bed. I'll clean my teeth, step into my clothes, put my bag on, and I'm ready. So don't come around at 10 so we can sit here for 40, 50 minutes going, where do you think he is? Is he? And so I thought, right, if I go to bed at about 4, you know, what has occurred? And it made me feel like love. I'm so fucking skinned. Without streaming, it hurts. That was for you, Glass. Thank you, Hans. That's Machano Kushapranata Tutu. And I think a lot of people will be thankful for you interrupting that story. Nice one, Hans. That really is appreciated. By the way, I've got a money-making little... Look how tired I am. Look at those eyes. They're barely open, aren't they? I've got Tom York on the go here. So I said to her, don't worry, come round at 10 to 11. I'll be ready. And I thought, if I go to bed at about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7 hours, that's how long people sleep for, right? So there I was at 7:45, crawling into bed at 7:45. It was shocking. I was thinking, right, 7:45, 8:45, 9:45, 10. That's about two and a half hours, Kip. And so you can imagine when we went to this market and it was really busy, really hot. The food was, it ain't Thailand, Cambodia, because the Thais will lie to you. Well, everyone will lie. We can all lie, and everyone does lie. Every day people lie. But in Thailand, you go, hey, you want to try some Thai food? And it's just normal food with pineapple and coconut. That's all Thai. When you have some real Thai food, you'll know about it because it will take the roof of your mouth off and you'll start crying. I have hallucinated eating Isan food. Isan is up is north of Bangkok. It borders Laos. It's you might have heard of places. What we're looking at: Udon Thani, Khon Kaen, Nong Khai. But that's where most of the brass come from. And I think I've told you before, it's in the novel, so one of the two. There's a kind of weird sort of supplementary market in Patong where people have realised that there's so many Isan people there, all the working girls, that want to eat Isan food. So they've made their little mobile car. Fartation has occurred. That's very kind of you. I don't know who that is yet. It looks like it might be an entropy. I will catch up with all of these in a moment, though. Let me get to the end of this story. Oh, it's Mr. Old Oak. Nice one for the grift, mate. Appreciate Kanata Tutti. The microphone's not working properly, so I have to duck my head to press a button. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means, so you're all right. Morris is lying down. You'll be all right, son. That's a good place to be. Where was I? Not a clue. So the point being, it's like a roller coaster, a creative project. There's times when I've looked at my manuscript and just thought, this is unreadable trash. It's unreadable. It's so my punctuation and grammatical idiosyncrasies, which you don't see so much in my shorts, by the way. It's not like loads of my shorts. It's anyway. So if anyone gets past that, even what's there, the content under the format, there's no chapters or any of that nonsense. There's no excuse for chapters unless you're selling commuter trash. Who needs them? But there's other times when I'm working on it and I have to sit back like this, gently stroke my beard, make sure my glasses are relatively high upon my nose, look at the horizon of truth and just say, you've created a work of genius. And I'm in that phase at the moment. And I really am. I'm not joking. Not joking. And I think any creative people here, and I know we've got a few, and by the way, the artistically creatives, I'm going to tell you how you can make free money. Free money, by which I mean very little work. I'm not joking. It's a true story. After this, I'll tell you. I'm just waiting for a few more people to turn up. 75 is lovely, though. Good to see you all, one and all. Love you. Apologies for not the likes, but my excuse is slowly coming out. So, you know, when you do something, if you think it's rubbish, you don't do it. You'd be like, I need to start again. This isn't very good. I can't do this. I'm not very good. It's not very good. But I don't. I've spent 6 years on it. I think it's fucking brilliant. I really do. I really, really do. Now, that doesn't mean people are going to like it necessarily. Quite the contrary. But in terms of what I wanted to create, and I didn't know what I wanted to create because that would have been ridiculous. If I'd have known before I'd have written it. But, I've been telling you there's no story, there's no plot, there's no hero's journey. Well, it turns out there is. And I didn't write that. It came out of the text. And it taught me something, because it's autobiographical. It taught me something about decisions I've made. And it's a story element. It's a switcheroony. It twists. There's a plot twist. I mean, you try writing a plot twist when there's no plot. That's just a twist. There's a twist. So, point being, with me editor rehabbed up for 8 months, unlikely, when you come out of rehab, last thing he's going to want to do is all the editing on my novel. So that's kind of a write-off. And also, someone new in recovery, am I going to get back involved with them knowing that the chance of relapse is quite high because the chance of relapse is quite high? No. Lovely bloke. Will keep him as a friend, but not an editor. So I am just basically seizing this opportunity of feeling very confident about it, very motivated. I mean, the only thing that stops me writing more is needing to sleep and not wanting to get a migraine. So I'm plowing through it. I'm not going to say it'll be ready November, because I've done that for 6-7 years, and it's pointless because I don't know when it'll be ready. But I'm really getting through it, and it's wonderful. Right. So that's that out the way. The reason I've just told you all that for 13 minutes, that's why I haven't been live streaming. Because live streaming, I made a Dragon's Den video that lasted an hour. That needs editing, it needs recording, it needs uploading, it needs a thumbnail made, a decent thumbnail as well, rather than, we'll have a look at the thumbnail for this in a minute, because I want to tell you about that. That actually takes longer, but it doesn't take as much out of me. Because if you look at that hour-long Dragon's Den reaction, I'm only probably talking for about a third of the time. Whereas doing a stream, an hour and a half, this will probably only be about an hour and a half, because I'm shattered. But this really takes it out of me. So apologies there haven't been any streams, but I promise you, if you trust me at all, which you really shouldn't, this isn't the start of me slowly not making live streams, because this community is important, because all digital communities are important. The way the world is, not the way it's going, the way the world is, digital communities are a necessary thing, where they're required. So this isn't the start of no. Well, I don't. Maybe I'll do 2 a week. No, I'll be back to every other day. I can't say when. There might be the odd week where I'll do 3 or 4 live streams, but then there might be 2 weeks where I just do 1. But once the novel's done, I can relax again. I'll be back to regular streaming. So that's that. If you haven't seen that Dragon's Den video, go and check it out, because I was sent that by a friend. And this is going to sound a bit out of order as well, but can you not send me videos and memes, anyone? I left my email box unchecked for 3 days, and I had nearly 800 emails in there. Now, I know it comes from a good place. You make content, you're on the internet. Have you seen this? Or have a look at this? This is funny. You'll love this. And I get that. But when you've got 30 people doing that, yeah, that's quite a lot of emails. And the problem is, I don't watch any of them in the end, because I just think, to read 700 emails, regardless of the video. Here's a video. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes? Just do the maths. That's a day. That's a day. I haven't got a day. So while I get it, it's super cool. It's kind. I don't look at them because I haven't got time at the moment. And so apologies. My emails, the ones I do read, people who've got drink and drug problems, people who are suicidal, people who've got problems going on in their life, people who want some advice about something, investments or something, which is only entertainment value, people who want to make a YouTube channel, things like that. That email is as open as hell. Just ping away. But they're the ones that get sacrificed when there's loads of people, like I say, with good intentions. I don't want to sound ungrateful because it's nice that people are thinking about you, but it's unfeasible. It can't work. If it was just you and me, like me and a mate, okay, but you know, nearly 800 emails. Oh, and that's not including my work emails, by the way, which you can add another 150 onto it. So yeah, Monatron. Anyone still here? We were 100 people, magic 100. Right, now, here's how you make money. I'm not joking. I'm on it myself. So we made a video. I've done a live stream about Midjourney. Remember Midjourney, the AI image making tool. Now, there are other ones out there now that are free. Like, I'm still on Midjourney. I have to pay 20 quid or something for something like 30 hours. But most of mine I don't enlarge. So you can still get it free, but it does them faster. But business pays for it because we use it for business. Now, listen closely. I mean, people like Roski, who's artistic, Tito, obviously. Who was the other artist who used to come in here, done a cracking caricature or cartoon for one of the drawing competitions? He left, I think, after Diazepam Gate. And I wrote to him and I said, apologies about that, but I noticed you haven't been about. And he said, I'm just too busy. He said, I got so into the streams that I just wasn't getting any work done. He said, so I've had to cut off. He said, it's nothing to do with you or the Scrubs. He said, on the contrary, it was such a good thing. But, you know, that was when I was doing 2 a day. Remember those times? And so he was losing 3 hours a day of his work. So understandable. But can anyone remember his name or what his screen name was? He was a professional illustrator, really good as well. Anyway, right, listen to this. So, you know, stock photos like Getty Images, or look, I'll read out some names and you'll know them just from using the internet. Right, here we go. How about the likes of Shutterstock? Who hasn't heard of Shutterstock? Every time you find that great picture of that bird you found, every time you get that Maria Whittaker picture, it's got Shutterstock watermarks all over it. Adobe, they're a massive one. Stock Adobe. You've all heard of that. That is good to hear. I will deal with that, but I want to get on this. Yeah, Tito Alba comes in here, professional artist. Nice one, Bullet. Let's not forget people arranging future interviews. Yes. Well, that is actually happening, but that's a different one, isn't it? You've done the work and you took a risk and it paid off. I'm looking forward to talking to the lad. That is, and they're the sort of ones I do want to come through. I mean, I don't know how many I missed by just deleting a load. I just thought, delete the lot. Anyone who's got anything important to say will say, I wrote you last week, but I hope so. Anyway, thank you, Bullet. Nice one on the Lady Godiva. That's always wonderful, especially at the moment. You know, that's the other gutting thing. Skin as old Nick and not streaming. I don't make a lot of money out of YouTube, but it's a bit more than none. In fact, it's infinitely more than none. Right. But check this out. This is this side hustle. Now, Adobe Stock. Let's get it up on the screen. Let me show you. Let me show you how it works. I just don't want it to. There's a couple of things. I've got some clips for you, by the way, people. This isn't just going to be right. So let's share the screen. So this is a stock. This is an earner. And I reckon all of you will know someone who'll be able to make a few quid out of this. Right. So here is Adobe stock. Basically, they're stock images for people making blogs, websites, whatever. So imagine I've set up a website, right? So I've set up a website, you know, or I'm a web designer and I've got a job for someone who's making a business and she wants me to make her a website about cushions. What do they call them? Throw cushions or something. Scatter cushions. Good Lord. If that's what it is called, I'm kind of embarrassed that I know it. You know, the cushions that you just throw on the sofa, but you can't actually sit on them. To use the sofa, you've got to move them. Right. So imagine you've got a job to do that. Now, you can either go to a photographer, then go to the client and say, right, can you get a load of your cushions together and take them to this address on that day, which isn't great for a customer. They'll be like, what? In 2023, I've got to actually go out and meet people. And then go to the photographer and say, yeah, you know, can you set up a studio, please? And can you get like an old Victorian sofa and maybe some nice old William Morris wallpaper, you know, and like a little old, no, they've got to be originals. Yeah, like a chest of drawers. You know, this is what you have to do if you want to get an image, right? So people don't do that. They use stock images. So let's have a look. So I'm that web designer. And I've got this job to put a website together for this woman who makes scatter cushions. So I'll go to Adobe stock and I'll just do a broad search. Cushions. All right, that's as broad as it gets, isn't it? That I've just said cushions. There you go. So they are Adobe stock images for cushions. So on the website, I could maybe pick, you know, I'd obviously know what kind of cushions the customer makes, but you know, this might be appropriate, like this one here. That's a nice image for a landing page. Put a call to action there, value proposition, blah blah blah. Now, the person who downloads that, me, the person making the website, I have to sign up to Adobe stock to use these images. And that image can be used by 1 million people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyone can use it. The media can use these photos. You know, let's try riot. So you're the Guardian. You didn't manage to get any pictures of the riot because you're all sitting in some chai latte shop. Riot France. There you go. So the Guardian. There you go. Grab hold of that one. Oh, it looks like a cushion. There you go. So you've got, this is how stock images work. But when you borrow that, yeah, that doesn't mean it's yours. Like I say, you know, the Telegraph can use the same picture the same day. And there will be thousands of photos of pretty much anything. I couldn't guess how many images is on these stock imaging companies, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, I don't know, 100 million or whatever. You know, they've been building these catalogs up for millennia. Right. Next part of the story. Hang on. Right, hang on. Okay, I just needed to clarify something before we go back here. Now, so that's how stock images work, and that's Adobe stock. Now, if we scroll down, hang on, let's just go back to home. I'm not joking, people. You'll all know someone who's got some artistic skills. There's a few skills you need for this to work. You need to have internet skills, and by which I mean you need to know what's going on online. You need to have a grasp of composition. You need to have a grasp of design. You need to have a grasp of what's trending and what's fashionable, what's trendy. And now that sounds weird because even in a riot photo, there'll be different aesthetics that are going to be used more than other ones. You know, it might be a question that actually flames aren't big this year for riot photos. You know, people are into faces. You know, whereas in like 2016, riot photos might have been wide shots of like those people running. So you've got to have a cultural awareness. But watch what happens when I scroll right down to the bottom of Adobe Stock. What's this here? Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. No, I'm on the wrong screen. Hang on. Hang on. Let's see if I can do it here. Right, I can. Now, oh, that's too much. Can you see this? Hang on. Hang on. It says sell images, and I click that. I've just got to be a bit careful because I don't want my details to come up. Right, that is my account with Adobe Stock, right? So you don't need to see much more of that. We're going to watch that in a bit. Listen to this. You can put images on Adobe Stock. They do accept AI generated images. They accept them. And I have become an absolute whiz on Midjourney, and I'm internet savvy, and I've got a pretty decent cultural awareness, and I've been in e-commerce for nearly 20 years. And you'll all know people who've got these crossovers that will make this good. Fat and Tito will be all over this, because here's where it gets amazing. You just upload your photos onto there. You upload them and you tag them. So I'll make a picture on Midjourney of a border collie dog running outside in the British autumn. Upload it to my account on Adobe Stock. Tag it, dogs, autumn. You know, think, and that's where you have to be clever again. You have to think, well, hang on, how am I going to get the right customer to my images? So dogs and autumn, but you know, you have to be a little bit more specific. And then when someone goes on there and they want a dog jumping about in autumn that's a border collie, oh, there you go. There's one. Yeah, all right, that'll do for the website. Then they use it. And you get 33 cents every time someone uses one of your images. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but let me just go back to Adobe Stock. I've got to find out how to get to this page. Hang on. I mean, I'm sure some of you are doing the maths at the moment. Right, hang on. How do I get... I think I might have crashed it. I had to sign up twice because I had a VPN on, and then I couldn't give it my bank account details because I can't find the bit I want. But there's people on there who've had one, and not like one or two. There's thousands of people on there who've had sort of like 900,000 images used. And you can just keep banging them up there. I can make an image on Midjourney now, a decent usable image that looks like a photo, not the things I showed you when I first got on it, just saucy women in the style of Robert Maguire. Let me see if I've got that one that someone actually asked. I've got one that was commissioned. And I told a mate that I'd been commissioned, and it was my mate who said, why don't you get an account on a stock photo company? And that's where this is where all this kicked off. Hang on, let me find this picture. So this wasn't, I didn't render this really sort of as much as I would if I was going to put it on. Oh, come on, where is it? Hang on, let me just search this. This wasn't made with as much detail as I will when I'm actually putting them on my account. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, here we go. Got it. But someone wanted an image for a website. Hang on. Just got to do this. And I done them this. I didn't charge them for it, but this took me 4 minutes. And I know it took less than 5 minutes because I set my alarm. I've set my stopwatch. And I'm glitching. Am I? Someone's just told me I'm glitching. Is it my microphone? Hello, I just turned my VPN off. It's fine, is it? Yeah, people think that when it's glitching for them, it's glitching for everyone. Lee, I appreciate you giving me that warning, but it's usually your end with my 250 megabytes per second internet. There you go. Right. So have a look at this. Less than 5 minutes. Now, like I say, this wasn't rendered as much as I could have done. It took under 5 minutes. Have a look. That's not a great image, but it's what he wanted. Under 5 minutes. There you go. Couple of young blokes, sort of 50s America, in the barn with some tools. Now, double the time of that. Yeah, look, Patch is on it. The boy Patch is on it. I already create stock images and texture images just for myself. Yeah, fuck off. Nice to see you, Patch. Yeah, well, I get that. Nice that you're making images, but this is about the filthy lucre. No, I'm not, Baz. I'll tell everyone about that in a bit. But look at that. It was fine until you messed with it. I'll tell you what, though, the bloke that told me that I was glitching, he put me onto a movie. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm going to review it. It's in my top 5 best movies I've ever seen. So that review will come soon. Honestly, he said to me as well, he said, I think you'll love it. And it's amazing. And I've never heard of it. I haven't even heard of it. How can a movie, well-known director as well, that of that quality not be known? Anyway, so you see that image, right? Okay, nothing special, but so let's assume I get uploaded. Let's say I make 2 images a day, 10 minutes a day. Let's say 20 minutes, right? So in 1 year, here we go. I should really be able to work that out, shouldn't I? 365, 600, 720, 730 images. Now, is it 730? 300? Something like that. Let's just say 730. That's 2 a day. Now, some of these accounts have had like 100,000 downloads, 200, 300, 400. And don't forget, these will be on there for years. So over 5 or whatever years, let's say I get 50,000 downloaded. Where's my calculator? Why can't I see it? Calculators. Oh, there it is. It's going to be 30 foul, isn't it? Imagine. If it does, I'm getting out of here. Right. I just typed in 30,000. Right. Let's say 50,000. I get 50,000 downloads. 50,000 times 0.33 cents. Just short of 17 grand. 17 grand. What, for 10 minutes a day? 20 minutes a day? Now, that could take 2 years to make up that money. Could take 2 weeks if I nail the zeitgeist, the aesthetic zeitgeist. Websites are being built, thousands a day. But even if it took 3 years, even after tax, let's say after I get shafted left, right, and centre, and it's just 10 grand. Would you work for 20 minutes a day for 2 years for 10 grand? I fucking would. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Sorry, I'm having to look around here because my mic's in front of me. What the hell's going on here? Oh, that should be over here. Sorry, because I haven't streamed for a week. I don't know how to do it anymore. Isn't that amazing? Do you not think that that's incredible? Now, I'm confident enough because I need to motivate myself. And joking aside, that I did learn something at those 7 years of art school, and it was more than communism. Not a lot more, but enough. I think that's an amazing thing. And the bloke who told me to do it showed me his account. He took $60 last month. He's got 50 images up. 50. He's made $60. Well, $60 just here is $60. But those images can be used again. They're not. You don't rent them out once and that's it. Anyone can use them at any time as long as they're subscribed to Adobe Stock. It's just hello, Jer. What an absolute pleasure. I just think that's incredible. An incredible little side hustle. Exactly that, Willow. Once you've made them, they're just doing the work for you. Wouldn't it be funny if in years to come you went to a website and one of your images was on it and it was something really horrible, like a legal firm that you needed to see because you were in trouble. And there was a picture of a judge with his gavel and you done it. So there you go, people. I'll talk about that, Kajettel, before the stream ends. No, Lulu. I mean, you can get a free account for like 30 days or something, but companies subscribe to it. It's something like $80 a year for a certain amount of images. But if you pay more, you can use more. Bigger companies obviously pay more, but you can go on there. I haven't had to pay to put my own images on there. Oh, it's an incredible thing. I will be filling that. I'll be feeling that. I don't know, Rob. I only know about Adobe Stock. And I thought, well, since that's the one I've heard of more, that's the one that all the people in the e-commerce game I know use. I thought I'll stick with that one. Why not? So, yeah, I thought you might find that interesting. There you go. Look, Patch. Oh, Patch, I understand. Sorry, mate. I understand what you're saying now. Because you already have built a catalogue of images, you've already got a catalogue of images that you can upload to Adobe. Obviously, you'll have to check out their requirements. They've got requirements on things like size, DPI, and all that sort of stuff. But if you've done that, if you've gone that far, then you already know. You already know about that, all that sort of stuff. So it's wicked. You need a free Mid-Journey alternative. I'll help you out right now. Hang on. There is one. I just can't remember what it's called. And the good thing about it, John? It's identical. It's not quite as good, but it ain't far off. Where is it? And it's not like one of those crappy ones that everyone keeps sending me. Hang on, give me a second and I'll find it for you. What I mean is the layout and the setup is the same. It's / imagine. It might as well be Mid-Journey. Hang on, let me just have a look at my history. Oh, why is my history full of Arsenal highlights? Any Manchester United fans in? I just wanted to say, if there are, thank you for a great game. It felt like the old days, didn't I? Didn't I? Well, I did actually. It felt like Wenger and Fergie all over again. Right, apologies. I've just got to switch my internet account, which will probably crash the stream. But John, I've got it, and this might be helpful to other people if you want a free Midjourney alternative. I mean, I know there's loads of other ones, but they're a bit jank. But I've got a little bit more on that AI to tell you about. Here you go. I've got it. The one that you want is called. Oh, hang on. I think it's MRE Flow. Let's have a look. Well, that might just be that geezer. Oh, that's fucking Matt Wolf. Hang on, John. Look, I'll share this with you, and we can all have a look at it. I haven't got my headphones in, so I'll just mute myself. So, and you'll be able to see. Look, it's identical. Look at the layout. Here we go.
See this right here? This is not Midjourney. It looks just like Midjourney, but it's not Midjourney. And guess what? It's totally free, and you can generate unlimited images with it on the free plan. You just got to use it in Discord like you would in Midjourney, and there's no limitations to how many images you can make. And you can make some really cool stuff. In this video, you'll see how I made these images, these kind of funky images, these slightly less funky images, these awesome wolf images, these wolf images, and these kind of funky wolf.
Yeah, we don't want to see your images. But as you can see, it's the same setup as Midjourney.
Tell you all about it right now. Hey, what's up? Matt Wolf here. In this video, I want to talk to you about a potential
I'll stop it as soon as he tells us what it's called. Nice one, Jer, for getting on the firm. Always a pleasure. Jerry's on the firm. He's on the firm. Jerry's on the firm. He's on the firm.
Midjourney competitor. By now, if you've been watching my channel, you're probably fairly familiar with Midjourney and its capabilities of.
I reckon he's deliberately holding back so he watches Poxy video.
Creating just amazing AI art.
I'll tell you what, John, I'll put the link into my Telegram. How about that? Because I know you're on the Telegram. Copy that. Hang on, someone in the chat will put Blue Willow. I can give you the link for it. There you go. It's in the chat now. Anyone who wants to have a fuck about a Midjourney but has run out of their free hours because they've been making too much porn. There you go. Not a problem, JP. Right. Okay, where we go. Yeah, I'm with you, Kajeto. That's 18 minutes. What that video really is Midjourney. Well, there's a free version which is almost as good. It's called Blue Willow. It links in the description. But he's had 142,000 views, so he's doing something right. Okay, so if you are artistically inclined, consider selling your images on a stock images platform. Why not? Why the hell wouldn't you? 33 cents an image. It's a license to print money, I tell you. Right, where are we going now? Do you like the way that I'm well lit as well? I know it's causing the ladies a few problems. Yeah. Something else before we move on. What's the time? How long? Oh my God, I can't go on for much longer. I've got my fucking book to write. Now, remember I was telling you, this won't go on for ages. This is the end of the AI. I know for some reason everyone got pissed off with it. I think ChatGPT and Midjourney have changed everything. And if you don't at least understand it, you're going to get left behind. That's why I felt the need to tell you about it. It's not just me going, wow, look at technology, isn't it wonderful? But, you know, look at all your friends that didn't get on the internet, didn't get, you know, and, you know, look at them now. They're a bit sort of weird, aren't they? They're separate from society because, you know, I've got people, I had a bloke ring me up, Skype me. Even Skype's like centuries old now, isn't it? And he was like, so how'd you get on this YouTube? I just think, you know, these are resources. They will be used for good and bad. They will have positive consequences. They will have negative consequences. But much like the invention of the printing press, much like the invention of the typewriter, the word processor, people who didn't get hold of them had less resources at their disposal to make their life better. And that's just a fact. You can't argue that. You know, you can choose to not use them, and that's fine. But if you're not aware of them, you know, there'll be a backlash. As I was saying the other week, I think, you know, I was talking to Jock, the bloke who does all the Batman and 2000 AD stuff, and I sent him some pictures I'd made in the style of Jock, and they looked like drawings he'd made. And he was like, it's a bit weird, isn't it? You know, people have spent lifetimes making a style, developing a style, and you can just copy it. And you could put a comic together that looked like Jock done it. But I said to him, I think you'll find it'll have the opposite effect. I think there'll be such a, you know, like a tsunami of AI generated stories, because ChatGPT will write the stories for you. So you've got the script, and then you illustrate it using Midjourney. Is that going to cost Jock money, or is it going to make Jock's work more valuable? Because people will be like, I don't really want a computer one. I want one that knows about human feelings and what it's like to be alive, and they've managed to put that into their work rather than not knowing what it's like to be alive. So when I told you all about that last week, I was talking about live video processing. So that in about 3 years, while I'm streaming to you now, if I wanted, I could change the shape of my head. I could get rid of the white bits in my beard. I could lower my voice a bit so I was a little bit more masculine. I could make my shoulders a bit bigger, although quite frankly, even though I haven't been in the gym because I've done my arm in, I think the guns are going good. I could put the background, nice old antique shop with sound effects. And that's live video processing. So, you know, you don't do it beforehand. You're not programming an animation. It'll be just like this. And I'll say, hang on a minute, I want my ears in a little bit. And I'll just be able to go. And then I might want to change the style of my glasses to a different style. And in 2 years, and that's being generous, YouTube will be full of the most beautiful people you've ever seen. Not everyone. I can't see me doing it. I mean, do I need to really? Let's be honest. But if you've got a channel like, and it is mainly women, makeup, clothes, shopping, food, all that sort of those kind of channels, are you going to be on there with a couple of spots and a couple of blemishes and imperfect skin like humans have? Or are you going to get live video processing to make you look perfect, give you bigger boobs, give you a slimmer body, give you a longer neck? You know, just, of course you're going to do that because you're going to get more views. And I predicted that. And I think I showed you a video of a bloke, but it was really basic. Well, it's already happening. This is from a Reddit thread. I think it originally came from TikTok, but it's called Stabilized AI, and the actual trick is called Stable Diffusion. And what you've got here is an anime character. I don't know enough about that world to know, but that's what I've been told. Let me see if I can. And this is from a subreddit called Stable Diffusion. People are already talking about it. And what you do is you sort of dress up as like an anime character or whatever you want to dress up as. Like I could dress up as Ragnar Ironspear. Or is that the geezer from the series, or is that Rags? Either of them. And then just tell it to make me look like that person. Now, the nearer you look like them in the first place, at the moment, the better. And I've got a little story to tell you about it afterwards. So have a look at this. Hang on, let me see if I can make it a bit bigger. The audio doesn't really matter, so I'll just have that going straight into the microphone because it doesn't matter. So you'll see this, and then halfway through, they sort of do like a screen wipe, so you see who's actually doing it. And I'll pause it for you. So this is live video processing. And this is in its infancy. In 2 years, just the speed that this technology is moving at, just imagine what you're going to get. Right, so there you go. Sexy, young, kind of, I mean, maybe someone in the chat knows who that is. It's apparently, hello Otto, good to see you. Hello RMF, good to see you. Hello, it's a duck. Right, watch this. Oh, RMF says, just so you know, Midjourney is a derivative of Stable Diffusion. There you go. It doesn't, I don't really know what Stable Diffusion means, RMF, so it kind of doesn't mean much to me, but I understand what you mean by it being a derivative. Vorpalanville, so is that what this character's called, or am I... Otto says it's my imaginary wife. Right, anyway, check it out. Watch this. Ready? I'll play it.
I saw you on a wanted poster with a cute guy.
Right, so it's got the voice and it's moving. Right, this isn't an animation, people.
I saw you on a wanted poster with a cute guy.
Tell me you don't mean Cassidy.
Ew, no! The tall one with the little hat.
Oh, Bob.
And that's who's actually doing it. That's the girl who's just put that T-shirt on. I mean, she's a pretty girl anyway, and she's got a bit of makeup on, but she's also got massive braces.
What?
But look at her hair, for instance.
How to let them know.
And there you go. There's half and half.
Oh, no.
And the reason it's going backwards is because they're obviously just going backwards now. So I'll just play it again so you can get the whole thing in one.
I saw you on a wanted poster with a cute guy.
Tell me you don't mean Cassidy.
Ew, no! The tall one with the little hat.
Oh, Bob, what?
How to let them know. Oh, no.
Here's me what do you like?
Yeah, you were sorted now, one.
It's incredible. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Josh. I mean, Pretty Bird. I mean, without a doubt, she's stuck some cushions up there. I'm not buying that. But there you go. Now, apparently, I was told a story today by my business partner that there's this geezer. I think it's in Korea. I'm not sure. And he's using more advanced versions of this technology. And he's got a motorbike, and he plays some anime bird, but he's a bloke. But he's got long blonde hair like an 80s rock band, but his face is this like really sexy sort of anime. I don't know what it is, anime hentai. And makes videos of driving around to sort of famous cities. And he goes to this, she goes to this shop and puts the video out. If anyone in the chat knows this and knows more details, let me know. But he goes to this famous shop and sort of is in there, putting the video on TikTok. Hi, guys. You know, beautiful, flowing, sort of cartoon blonde hair, breasts, you know, looking like a sexy bird. Look at this amazing shop. What, you know, doing all the spiel. But then the bloke who owned the shop saw the video on TikTok and went, hang on a minute. I would have known if a 6'2" busty blonde in a bikini came in my shop. So he goes to the CCTV, and although the CCTV missed the actual person, in the mirror, which wasn't video processed, it's just a bloke. It's just a bloke. And so already, can you see where that's going to go? In a year's time, simps could be simping over overweight, ugly, middle-aged men. Simps could be simping over 60-year-old men who, while it looks like they're sort of playing with their breasts, are actually just playing with their man tits. And you're sitting at home going, dropping another $5 in. That's just to get some old perv at home, or just someone on the grift, just earning. Yeah, if you want to come in here and talking, and when this old bloke goes, yeah, go on, mate. Tell me what you want to do next. Yeah, but the voice comes out. Well, I'm not going to do an impression of a sexy woman because that would be embarrassing. I think I tried it a couple of minutes ago, and I tried to just cover it up. But there you go. That's going to happen. Yeah, but Patch. That's an interesting point, though, Patch, because as I was talking to my mate about this, if you're getting what you want out of it, excuse me, I'm really sorry. I usually mute the old Burks, but if you're getting what you want out of it, does it matter? Does that matter? Imagine you had a porn mag when you were 14 and it was an absolute beaut and it was your favourite, like you had when you were 14. And then years later, you found out it was a geezer and he was just doing the old cock between the legs trick. You know, it wasn't hardcore or anything. It was just sort of like bikini shots. And you'll be like, it was a geezer all those times. Would you be that bothered? I mean, you'd probably be a bit like, hey, I ain't going to tell anyone about that anymore. But it's not going to have affected the pleasure you had at 14. But there's definitely an issue there. And as I talked about last time about, you know, I honestly think in as little as 2 years, 90% of people on YouTube will be perfect. All new channels will be. Because if I was starting a new channel and it was like 8 or 9 years ago when I set mine up, I'd probably think, and here's where it gets interesting. What has the dissident right done online? Tried to be anonymous. You know, Toller tried to be anonymous. Like put a fake voice on, pretended he was from somewhere else. Finally got caught out. Dan the Iconoclast got caught out. But and YouTube's no longer anonymous. Well, it kind of will be now. Anyone can get a burner phone. Anyone can get a burner address. Burner addresses are easily got hold of. Sign up to YouTube, invent a name, just, you know, easily done. And then you're just presenting your channel on politics. And then what are the media going to do? What, they're going to expose you? They'll be spending a long time looking for you because you don't exist. And it's okay, so YouTube, shut your channel down, just set another one up. Burner phone, tenner, another one, let's go. So, you know, there's some kind of positives in there as well. It's not all, no technology is all negative or all positive. There's different plays each way. But I promise you this now, there's going to be some astounding videos where there'll be some right salt and she'll say, anyone gives me $100, you can come on and talk to me for 15 minutes. Ka-ching, 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 while they're all queuing up. Geezer comes on and there's this absolute stunner. Well, hi, Dave. how are you? You're my favorite subscriber. And Dave's going, I've always liked you, Cindy. My favorite thing about you. And then just for the lols, press the magic button. Just a geezer going, how many times exactly have you wanked over me, though, Dave? There'll be compilation videos of, it'll be like a sim, it'll be a new what do you call it? A new category of YouTube videos, simp exposures, when you just got some bloke on there simping away. I'll do anything for you. I've always loved you. I think you're the most beautiful woman in the world. Press the magic button. Oh, really? Unlucky. You want to see my cock? Right. Now, I'm about to take a risk. Okay? So trust that, what I just said. That's going to happen. And what you kind of get, and I mentioned this, I think, on the last stream, you're going to get a kind of parallel society. Because when you watch movies, everyone's perfect. Unless they're the deliberately not perfect character. And no one wants to be that one. All the actors and actresses are hot. Hot to someone anyway. Now, YouTube, Rumble, everywhere else, we all, Instagram's already been kind of doing this, but when it goes to video, it's going to be a lot more powerful. We're going to live in a world of absolute hyper reality where everyone's just stunning, and don't do not worry that once it goes to stunning and beautiful, then it will start becoming caricatures. And without culture even noticing, we'll be watching cartoons. Men will come on just perfectly buff, 8-packs, just everyone will be like male models. And all the women will be like Jessica Rabbit. But it'll be such a slow sort of transformation, that we won't actually notice that we've actually left humanity behind, and we're essentially watching, thingy off of Roger Rabbit. Now, there's many problems with that. I mean, there's also many nice things about that. But when you have to go out to the shop to buy some milk for your cornflakes, and you haven't left the house, because you don't have to leave the house. In developed countries, you don't have to go out. You can get food delivered. You can do the gym at home. You don't need to leave your house, really, as long as you're healthy. I mean, if you need to see if you've got the money, you can get a doctor to your house. You can't even see a fucking doctor in most developed Western countries now. You have to ring them up. It's like car doctor. But after spending your time in that hyper-real universe, when you go out into the street and some woman walks towards you and she's got like jowls, because women get them in their 40s, and she's got like a mole and like a couple of lines here, and she's a bit sort of that, and her teeth are yellow, and then some geezer walks along and he's got a little twitch on the go, and you'll be like, where the fuck am I? What fucking apocalypse is this? Whereas 10, 15 years before, that was just the world. That's what humans are like. They're very much imperfect. And the generation that lived during that transformation will be all right with it, because they'll have seen the change. They'll understand it. What about the youngsters who don't go out because their mums don't let them out because there's paedophiles on every street corner? So they don't go out and they literally watch cartoons. But then as they get older, they start watching films and YouTube and that, and everyone's just gorgeous. They're educated online because schools, started educating people online because, classrooms, group dynamics, other people, fuck all that, stay in. Not homeschooling, by the way. It's not that good. And then when they do go outside, it'll be like a horror show for them. They'll come screaming back to their mother. Mum, it's like fucking Night of the Living Dead out there. What do you mean? Well, the one bloke come up to me and he couldn't walk properly. It was like one of his legs was shorter. He was going like this. And he leant over to me and went, "Hello, son. You ain't got a time, have you?" And his mum would be like, "Yeah, but what happened?" And the kid would be like, "That's what happened. He talked like that." He went, "You ain't got a time, have you?" And he had like this discoloration on his cheek. Yeah, it's like a birthmark or something. Maybe he's got some eczema or something. Eczema? Birthmark? Oh my God. And so you've got these parallel societies where what was once the wonderful world that we all inhabit is actually considered by the generation that come up into it once it's already established as a hellscape. Right. Now, what's next? Because I've got something else. I'm done with the hellscaping. I've got to get this in order, though. Bosh. Don't need that open. Oh, yeah, I just want to show you that again. So I've got another YouTube channel that is for business. It's a very little interest, unless you're interested in that. And I redone about 70% of the thumbnails for that channel. And it took me about 2 hours to do 70% of them. And the views have gone, the subscriptions have gone, because they're Mid-Journey thumbnails. Whereas before they were just, didn't really pay much attention to them. Just a screenshot from the middle of the video. When you make a video on YouTube, if you don't put a thumbnail in, it just picks a frame from your it picks 4 frames from the video and says what one do you want to use, and most of them are like that. And so I just very simplified them, nice Mid-Journey picture, and then just a bit of text, and it's flying. And the thumbnail that I used for this video, I just want to tell you what the prompt was. This took me less than a minute. The tech, putting the text on that's on all my videos, all my thumbnails, took longer than the picture. And all I typed into that, I typed into Mid-Journey / imagine 4 white women laughing, happy, 1950s sunset background, and then the aspect ratio. And to actually make that image took less time than putting my boat and cheeky Quickie and live over it. And that's just incredible, isn't it? Hello, LS. Are you new, LS? I don't know the name. Is Dangerfield going to reveal her true identity at the end? There you go. No matter what says, it took me 25 years to begin to understand drawing. Marzipan, you little Marzo. Good to see you. Hey, mate, it was a fucking rough one. I can't believe it was running through my head. What's happened, Marzi? Have you been playing with fire, son? Kajetel says, happy white woman. You really don't want to type that into Google and look at the images. But yeah, that's all I had to type into Mid-Journey. And you know what? Well, Antox, 2 things that Mid-Journey's crap at: text and hands. It can't do them. I mean, the amount of people I've seen put things like, design me a logo for a motorbike club called Hot Wheels and Co. And then the badge looks amazing. And the text says, what he can I... Yeah, it can't do it. I'm sure they will, within about 2 weeks. But yeah, nice image though, isn't it? And like I said last time, that isn't a... that's quite a good call, actually, John. I only just looked at them. Yeah, but considering it's the 1950s, I wouldn't put it past women in the 50s to have teeth like that. do a hand live. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Antox, that is actually quite a laugh because I know how to do it to get a proper Bronx cheer out of it. Hang on, let me just open up Midjourney. Right, this will tickle you. That it has improved, but yeah, I'll just all right, okay. Let me just do it. Let me get out of those newbies rooms. I don't hang around in there anymore, mate. Oh no, I'm in the advanced. Right, here we go. Look what people are doing. Should we get a little glimpse at the consciousness of our people of the world? Sorry, by looking at what people are making right now on Midjourney. Yeah, I'll see if I can make it a bit bigger. Apparently not. Oh, it's already as big as it can go. So someone made that. Someone's making that. So they'll select one of them. Midjourney gives you 4 images. What else have we got here? Someone's made them. And then you pick one. That's the gate between heaven and hell. And like I said last time on the video, these aren't composites. The AI doesn't just go around the internet and stick other images together. These images didn't exist until Midjourney made them. Oh, bollocks. I've just put it in my browser. Right, so I want to make you laugh about hands. Oh, that's quite good. They've imported an image to make that one. Okay. Right, let's get on with this hands one because I'll just get lost looking at pictures because I find it fascinating. Well, hang on a minute. Let's just not. Let's not rush. The nippleless world of Midjourney. Right, okay. Let's do something funny with hands. Hang on. So, imagine only. Hang on. Imagine close up people shaking hands. Studio lighting. That'll just mean it'll be a bit brighter, and then I'll do an aspect ratio so it's a bit wider. So which is better than a square. Okay, it shouldn't take long to get the basics. I'll set another one off as well. What other ones? Hands in prayer. There you go, RMF. Great call. Imagine. Yeah, but from side on it would work. I don't know though, because that wouldn't be so difficult. It's things more like playing the guitar. Because in prayer, yeah, the reason I think because it's going to be like that, isn't it? So it's not that's not that difficult. I'm gonna try and get playing the guitar. Let's try that one. Oh, so we've got. Okay, let's see if so let's see if so if you can't see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. 5, 6, and just the 1.5 round that side. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is nice. The other one's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But look, that's the final knuckle joint. You can't do that. That person is shaking hands like that. That's giving me rickets. That's not what I'm looking for. This one's particularly gross. Look at these 3 wrong fingers down here. Yeah, not good at hands at all. Let's see if we can get prompt close up and playing guitar. Studio lighting, HDR, 8K, let's see what other people are doing while we're. Yeah, look, this is the sort of thing that people will be doing for their Photoshop, for their Adobe stock thing. You know, this is the sort of images that will. I mean, I'm not saying they are doing that, but you know that's sort of like a classic stock image, isn't it? Historical figures on a modern subway. That's quite cool. But by the way, people, these aren't fully rendered. What you do is you select one, you make variations on it, and then you get the chance to do it more detailed and upgraded. This is probably for a website of some sort. Look at this geezer. He's on Midjourney. He's got the worst job in the world. But it pays, though. Yeah, look, great stock images. But I say that because they look nice and old, like European fairy stories. Do you reckon there's as much call for European fairy stories as there are for things like people standing at the water fountain in an office? No. Anyway, let's see what they've done for this close-up of the guitar playing. Close-up doesn't work all the time. It thinks it means something else. Here we go. Let's have a look at some of that fingering. Fucking hell. Can you see these two? What's that? An FZ Meccano Sheffith. Look, he's got every single finger on the same string, on the same fret. That's incredible. God, it's a bit of a shame. How many strings has this guitar got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on. Elephants and dogs. God blesses everything and more. What about this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do like their 9 stringers, don't they? So yeah, there you go. So hands. Bollocks. Hang on. I'll just show you the problem with type. Lettering. Okay, look. Yeah. Design a badge for. Oh, I didn't write imagine. Hang on. Imagine a badge for a police group called Hard Boys. Sorry. There you go. That's all I need to write. A badge for a police group called Hard Boys. I wonder whether Sting will turn up in it. While we're waiting for that, we'll have a look at what everyone else is getting up to. What's that one? Oh, that was my jazz player, wasn't it? We'll be off the AI in a minute. It's just that I was asked. I know that it frustrates a lot of people, which kind of frustrates me, that because there's a lot going on here. The nippleless world of Midjourney strikes again. Oh, that's nice. That person really knows how to use Midjourney, and I'll tell you why. Because you wouldn't think that was a Midjourney picture, and I'll show you why. Because of these. These are advanced settings. The aspect ratio, the beat, all this stuff. They're not, you can kind of tell Midjourney images, and you wouldn't have guessed that one. This is pretty good, isn't it? That's imported an image and worked on it. I don't know how I feel about people making sexy images to wank over themselves. It's a bit, wanking's kind of self-sexual anyway, but the added narcissism of making your own wank images is a little bit peculiar. If I was 20, would I do it? Probably. Can't say for sure, though. I thought that was Zippy then. Let's have a look at it a bit bigger. Oh, that'll be my notification. What did we do? A badge for a police group called Hard Boys. I'll never live that one down. How's it going in Hard Boys, Danger? All right. There you go. See now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Hang on, I can make it a bit bigger. I'll actually copy it and pop it into my here so you can have a look. So I said a badge for a police gang called Hard Boys. I don't remember asking for it to be called Herbadliodios. I also don't remember asking for it to be called Halobo. I certainly didn't ask for it to be called Harodo and Hard Roddy. Hard Roddy. Nice badges though, but yeah, hands and text. They haven't got that sorted. Can you shut up now, please, Midjourney? But if anyone wants to join Hard Boys, just let me know. Fucking Hard Boys. Right, moving on. What's the time? 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll do another half hour. I promise I'd only do an hour. So how are we gonna right. So Tommy Robinson. I quite like Tommy Robinson. I know you're not allowed to because everyone's got to be exactly the same politically, which has never happened with any successful political organization. Do you know one of the really strong things about communist organizations from the outset, and Marx talked about this, do not expect to agree. Just do not expect to agree. Just move forward. Whereas on the right, especially the British right, I learnt this when I was right into it and I really believed in it, which I'm kind of not at the moment, to be honest with you. And a lot of other people have told me that, but on the QT, because again, they don't want to get told off on Telegram. I think Tommy Robinson has had a very important part to play in bringing the things that have been going on in the UK to the public's attention. He's paid by the Jews. Well, the Jews also paid for the Russian Revolution. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, I think. Anyway, so there's this geezer called Derek Diablo, and he's just like a TikTok sort of e-celeb and a real prick. Now, I'm sure a few of you have seen this, but there you go, Rags. Yeah, what a surprise. And the left love it. The left love it. Good call. Hello, Ludwig. Right. So this Derek Diablo is a bit of like an e-celeb. Not even a very big one, but when he's on doing his thing, it's a character act. You can tell it is. But he thinks that he's in with all the football firms that don't exist. And he started calling out Tommy Robinson, saying, meet up, I'll fight you anytime, and giving... Now, whatever you think of Tommy Robinson, he's hard as nails. That bloke can proper have a tear up. I see a video of him, it was 4 or 5 blokes. No, it must have been 5, because he dropped 3 of them before he took a punch. Dropped them. Bosh, 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 and the other 2 ran off. I've seen other footage of him just going, come on, then the bloke jumps on him, finished. He's not the tallest bloke, is he? He can fight. I think he's a very good fighter. So anyway, this geezer who's got a YouTube channel decides to get Derek Diablo and Tommy Robinson together. And in many ways, it was the worst ever thing to do. Hello, Jays. And the best thing to do as well. The geezer is not only part of football firms, maybe Polish ones. They can't be English ones. I mean, there's no English firms anymore. Maybe there are, and I just don't know. It's so underground. And he also is part of Antifa, he reckons. Maybe he is. And he's also a communist, right? So the idea was far right, Tommy Robinson, far left, let's have an adult discussion. Now, I'm going to show you a few clips and you'll see it slowly building up. Now, I'd like to have had more time for this, but it's a 46-minute video. So I'll just show you a couple of clips and then I'll just show you the kicker, the denouement. Now, I haven't got my headphones and I can't be arsed with them. So we should be all right. Let me know if you've got a bad echo. We should be all right. Oh, I don't think it's staged. I don't at all. Robinson, you can't fake that kind of. No, it could be. Obviously, it could be. Yeah, that's a fair point, actually, John. But that was the idea of the video. This is the fella whose channel it is. So here we go. Let's have a look. I've got to do it again because, of course, I forgot the audio. We keep to our traditions in the glorious House of Scrubs. If there are any new people here, don't forget I'm a writer. Don't forget to give us a like. That'll be handy. My Substack is the top link in the description. Let's just try it without my headphones. Let me know if you get an echo. Ready?
Come on, that's our thing. Come on, now.
Hang on. Right.
Because we have a special guest here in Cardiff for a week.
How's that for audio?
And that was the perfect opposition for Tommy Robinson. One's far left.
Right, could you hear that? Audio's okay. Hello, Packer. Sorry about the other day, mate. That was unnecessary. I was actually trying to be matey, but I felt like it come across. It was a bit stupid. Yeah, you were very gracious in letting me off the hook. So this is this Derek Diablo, right? Not this bloke, this bloke.
Because we have a special guest here in Cardiff for a week. And that was the perfect...
I mean, look at him. Look at these postures and the way he's giving it. He is a communist, football hooligan, Antifa prick, basically.
Opposition for Tommy Robinson. One's far left, one's far...
And he puts videos of him in the gym and that on the internet. So we'll move in. Now, I'll tell you, my reading of this is old Derek Diablo realizes very quickly that he's a fake kind of e-celeb. And Tommy Robinson, whatever you think of him, isn't playing about. Tommy Robinson has done like 6 months solitary for what he believes in. Tommy Robinson has had his lost his marriage and, had to move house every 6 months. And you see this Derek Diablo geezer start thinking, this isn't fun and games anymore. This bloke's quite serious. So let's have a look at some.
Yes. Can I play your video? Have we begun yet? Let's get a video, yeah? Because in my research yesterday, I come across this. You never saw this before? No. What do you think? I'm following you, looking at all your content. Of course you are.
No, it's that Derek Diablo's is all a bit of fun at the moment.
I just see you screaming a couple of times. Right, but hold on.
I mean, look at him. One in the chat, if you had a kid like that in your class at school whose mum made him wear that parka and he had that expression, and every time you walk past him, you give him a little slap.
Funny, apparently. But, I mean, if it's a character, it's quite funny, yeah? At times. But then let's carry on.
I've been thinking about that, but that was prior to the time.
Right, hang on. That's quite interesting what he said. One good call, Nigel, by the way. Nigel said that Tommy Robinson's rehab story confirms what Dangerfield says about rehab. Yes, not nice places. Now, what Tommy Robinson says to him there was, he says, if it's a character, it's quite a funny one. But Diablo doesn't want it to be a character. But check out the video compared to this bloke who's sitting there now. Trust me, people, this is so worth waiting around for. It's going to take about 2-3 more minutes till we get to the good bit, I promise you.
I've been thinking about that, but that was prior to the time I knew that you challenged my man, my mate Riaz Khan, baby, Lester Baby Squad. Let's start there.
So he said that Tommy Robinson called out Riz Khan, who Tommy Robinson's known for years, who's not some fucking hard nut. He's just some bloke from Luton. Hello, Andrew. Yeah, exactly, 42. That's why he got a slap at school. Take the stupid coat off, will you, Derek? Here we go. Hello, Sensen. Good to see you, son. Hope you're well. Channel's going well. Always a pleasure to see you.
So Riaz Khan, yeah?
Right, so it starts sort of building up a bit. The tensions, I've just moved it forward a bit. starts getting a bit more tense and serious because Robinson has made massive sacrifices. And an E-celeb who just says, I'm in Antifa, I'm going to beat you up, you silly fool, you EDL fool. Yeah, there's a weird imbalance. Exactly, Rags, and all that kind of shenanigans going on. Right, so it's building up a bit.
Geezer, the guy says, I don't know what I'm talking about. You admitting you don't know this thing.
I don't care about Antifa.
You don't care about the history of the movement you're
shit
talking
about
about
this group. This
Okay,
is a load of non-binary lunatics with blue hair.
Mate,
I don't care about
what does that have to do with Joseph Stalin, champ?
Come to talk.
I mean, did you hear that? So Robinson calls out Antifa for being a load of non-binary lunatics with blue hair, and our friend Diablo mentions Joseph Stalin. I mean, yeah, okay, Stalin was a little bit harder than Antifa, but I'm not quite sure it's a fair equivalence. Right, now they're not leaning back. They've got a little bit closer to each other.
And there was a path to getting into Democrats and running for office through the CPUSA. So it had to do with me gaining personal power. And people like me and you wind other people up that are less intelligent than us and get them into...
Look at him trying to get on side because he's now shitting it. I've missed the bit because I can't show you all of it, where he realizes he offered Tommy Robinson out online. And Tommy Robinson wants to know about that. And that's why I just want to play that bit again so you can hear what he says. I mean, it's classic cup talk. I've had people talk to me like this. You know what it's like, Chris. Everyone else, they're not as clever as us. And as soon as someone says that, I say, yeah, you're not clever because you said that.
Democrats are running for office through the CPUSA. So it had to do with me gaining personal power. And people like me and you wind other people up that are less intelligent than us. And
the CPUSA is a communist party of the United States of America. He reckons he was into it because he was getting power because he's cleverer than everyone else.
And get them into these movements and use it to divide people, baby. But I use it to bring people together. So I came into all this because football matches, right? You look at the European football grounds.
All right, Tommy Robinson has blatantly got a well-documented history of actual British terrorist violence. And this fucking, I mean, look at the way Tommy Robinson's looking at the camera here. This other bloke's playing, he's LARPing being a football hooligan. And it builds up a bit more because Robinson ain't having it.
It was anti-globalist protest. It was at all these world trade. But the George Soros and those guys hijack it because since there's no structure, anybody can penetrate in. So what was an anti-globalist protest, the globalists have been able to hijack.
If you don't know what he's talking about, it's because he's not making any sense.
If you were the leader, why didn't you deal with that? Why didn't you kick them all out?
I got kicked out by the fucking by the third wave feminists. By the third wave feminists, I can't beat them.
He got kicked out by a lot of women, is what he's saying.
I don't hit women.
You got kicked out by feminists.
For misogyny. When the Me Too movement came out. Yeah. And then they say, we have to start believing, women, if they accuse a man. I'm like, what happened to the innocent until proven guilty? And I said, man, fuck all you.
I'll put the link in because it's a really interesting kind of turnaround, but he doesn't get away with it. I'll move it on a bit more and you'll see he's terrified at this point.
We're all laughing and putting fucking joke things in about this joker. Yep. McGovern's winding him up. He thinks he's coming to call a truce in England between all different rival football hooligans. This clown thinks that he's got respect for football hooligans. He thinks he's coming over here to England, yeah? We're all laughing. I'm in a group chat of different football hooligans across the country. Everyone's having banter. He's like, what I can do, and he's messaging Sean McGovern, my mate, saying, I can get the top boys from this firm and this firm. We can...
Right, so you understand that Tommy Robinson's mate has been winding this fella up. They're all taking the absolute piss out of this bloke. Oh, this doesn't go down well.
Sort of truce. No one wants a fucking truce.
Only
people enjoy it. Not by you. What? By you. Who the fuck are you to come into England even talk about anything? You're fucking hobbit. You're a fucking joke. And then you're naming people.
You fucking hobbit. Look at him. Look, he's even got his Fred Perry on, but notice his tattoos only go down to the sleeves because his mum wouldn't like it if you saw them. You fucking hobbit.
You don't even fucking know. You're naming my best mates who all think you're a fucking mug. You think you're coming... It's fucking comical. It's fucking a clown show. You're an absolute clown show. You're an absolute joke.
Hey, no, stop.
You're a fucking joke.
Hey.
You're a fucking joke.
Hey, this geezer...
You're a joke.
...is not in the mixed firm. You ain't in no mixed firm, homie. And am I down with lads from loads of firms? And I'm in the Plymouth
Bat wings.
TCE. And I was just at the 40-year of Soul Crew anniversary. I'm there, and the Soul Crew anniversary was Madison. Soul Crew. And I'm there, and they had Wigan there, and they had Trammy there.
He doesn't quite realise who he's dealing with, and it's about to get quite funny.
And I'm a guest of honor, and the top lads, I'm with them, and they're taking pictures of me. Mate, nobody rates you, bro. You've kicked off at football, it's true, but you're not a good guy. Huh?
Have you ever had a fight at football?
No.
Have you ever had a fight at football? And he goes, no.
Shut the fuck up then.
No, boy, listen.
Fucking bore someone else.
I've been in
Go get on your
fights.
plane. Go get on your plane and fucking stop chatting shit.
No, boy.
It's so fucking boring. Therefore, you're a fucking clown.
He's just finding all this stuff out. I've been in skinhead and gang wars and following the football.
No, he was a skinhead in gang wars. So we'll just move it to the good bit. And this is brilliant. This prick says some of the most ridiculous things. All right, hang on. We'll take it from about... I don't want to ruin it, but let's take it from about here. Right.
And you go to Marseille and kick off. Do they invite you? No, you twat. Nobody doesn't want you around, no lads. You're not welcome with any firm, bro. You're not even welcome with Migs, champ. I'm more welcome than you.
You'll turn the camera off. Come on, that's our thing. Come on now. Let's grow up now, right? Let's stop
grow up. That's the main thrust to me.
Yeah, listen.
What's the main thrust? You don't know what you're fucking talking about. You're not even from here, you fucking little mug. You're a fucking little mug.
Right.
That's what you are. No, you're fucking...
And if I was that other geezer, I would be absolutely shitting myself at this point. Because that's it. Robinson's snapped now. Check it out.
Called me out in a fucking fight, didn't you?
Yeah.
So why are you sitting in front of me? Fucking do
The
something.
zone,
bitch.
but
What do you want to do, you fucking little prick? What are you going to
Okay,
get the fuck off me? Get the fuck off me. What are you going to do? What are you going to fucking do? What are you going to fucking do, you little fucking mug? What are you going to fucking do? Get him back. Get him back.
Listen, Diablo is saying, get him back. Get him back. Get him back. Hang on a minute. I thought you were the king of all the football firms. You're one of the soul boys. You're one of the skinheads. Get him back. Get him back. Let's just hear that little bit again.
Fucking do, you little fucking mug. What are you going to fucking do? Get him back. Get him back. Get him back. Get him back. Get him back.
Yeah, he attacked.
You stupid little fucking dick.
Get him out, bro. Get him out.
Get him out. Did you hear him? Get him out. Get him out. Now remember that you heard him then say, get him off. And then you heard him say, get him out. Remember that he said those words and listen to what he says now.
Now let me go. Let me get up. Let me get up. Let me get up.
No.
What is this?
That's the bodyguards who are there, obviously, because they needed to be. Now listen, though.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here, bro.
Get him out of here. Oh, well, that's you told him you wanted a fight with him, and now you want him to. You're asking your heavies to get him out.
I'm not used to being held down like this.
I'm not used to being held down. Oh, that's why you're not fighting him, because people are... What an absolute clown. Absolutely amazing. What a... Oh, it's ridiculous.
Get him out of here.
Sorry.
Robinson's happy to carry on the chat. I reckon he wanted a chance to just dive across that table and nut him.
Yes, sir.
This is fucking crazy.
Get him out of here.
It's him. He's off his
Yeah,
fucking
it's
leg.
crazy.
It's over, mate.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologise, sir. Yeah. He's a clown. Absolute muppet.
Yo, please, brother.
Absolute clown.
Come on, bro.
But then they just attacked me.
Hey, come on, let's go.
I was sat on the floor. I was sat down.
He's still standing up.
Hey.
I was sat down. You jumped up to
Guys,
me.
this is fucking crackers.
Stand
No,
your seat.
let's go.
Listen, I'm gonna go.
Right, hang on. This bit goes on a bit, but I just want you to see once they've got Robinson out. Here we go. Hang on. Right, here we go. I mean, look, we all know people like this. We've all seen this. Hold on to your spine and your feelings because the cringe is hard. once Robinson's been removed from the premises from a bloke who went, get him off me, get him off me, get him out. See how he I think I've forwarded a bit. There's a bit where he says to Tommy Robinson, let's have a boxing match, just not today. Let's have a fight next week. No.
Not today.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, listen to the no balls on this freak. Listen.
You agree to a boxing match? Hey, do you agree to a boxing match? Not today.
No.
Hey,
What? Once more. Hey, you agree to a boxing match? Not today. Just go out to the fucking yard and have it.
the zone boxing, top UK boxing. I want this man Robinson in the ring. He just attacked me. Boxing. You agree to a boxing match? Hey, do you agree to a boxing match? Not today. Hey, not today.
Do you not get the feeling that not today is more important to him than do you want a boxing match? Because, you know, if you want to fight someone, that's easily arranged. Just go outside. Just go outside. Not today. Not today. But wait, it does get better. The violence is over. But older Donnie Darko or whatever his name is, he's gonna tell it like it is.
Hey, I'll challenge you a boxing match. Bro, listen, I'm not gonna let you
Yeah, look at him. Look at the, oh my God, the absolute big one on him. Check it.
Hey, hey, not today.
When Robinson's gone, watch.
Hey, I'll challenge you a boxing match. Bro, listen, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you sucker attack me again, bitch. I'm not gonna let you sucker attack me again, bitch. The zone boxing. I want Robinson here.
They're raiding this.
But he just attacked me. He just attacked me.
It's done, bro. It's done. There's no cameras rolling. There's no one.
Sorry, I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't. Mate, I didn't do anything, did I?
I don't know.
Well, you did send him a video message saying that you wanted a fight of him. Look at the size of that fucking unit standing there, though. Look at him. What is that? A real giant? Fuck me.
But no, I didn't do anything. I just stood up. I thought it was a show.
I thought it was a show. It's an amazing thing to say.
I didn't mean to. He attacked me first, and he did have one on me.
I'm speechless.
There you go. You don't. I'll put the link in. It is worth watching because the psychology of men and the psychology of different men. Like I said at the beginning of this stream, I watched a movie a couple of weeks ago. The bloke who said it was glitching recommended it to me, and it's about men. There's not a woman in the whole film, if I remember rightly. There's not a single woman in it. It's about men. I don't want to tell you what it is. Some of you might be able to guess. It's about men. It's got an all-star. Well, it's got quite a high star cut. You'll recognise loads of them, and the lead role is an A-lister. And it's about men and power. Beautifully filmed, you know, very well-known and respected director. And the whole movie is about men and power. And it was fucking brilliant. I'll tell you, do you know the play? There's a play called The Long, the Short and the Tall. I think that's what it's called. And I saw it once. I saw it at the, what's that? What's the theatre on I can't even talk. The theatre on Charing Cross Road. It doesn't really matter where, does it? It's in World War II, if I remember rightly. And there's an Englishman, a Scottishman, and a Welshman. I think there literally is. And they're in the middle of like a battle, but they've gone into this sort of little I don't know what you'd call it, like a room, and the play is all in that one room, and it's much the same. It's about men and power, and you know, about calling people out and who's dominating the dynamic. Now, the film I'm talking about isn't that. I am going to review this film, but I'm not going to. When I review it, I'm not going to tell you what it is, who's in it, what it's about. I'll just talk about men and power. And I think that Robinson thing there really intrigued me because I'd seen that movie just a few days ago. Because it's all played out there. I mean, that bloke's just some weird chancer. Did you hear just at the end, very subtle there? He went, I thought it was a show. What? The bloke you sent a video message to saying you're king of the British football firms and you want to fight him. What kind of show's that? Because it could be a show, but it would be a fighting show. and Robinson is the real deal. He's a violent man because he's had to be. And Donnie Darko is not a violent man. He's a spud. He's an absolute spud. And you're gonna be hard pressed to come back from that in the internet world. That's an absolute fail on your part. Whatever you think of Robinson in terms of masculinity and fighting, Robinson just wiped the floor with Donnie Darko. Someone just wrote Bamford in the chat. That's it. He's in the long, the short, and the tall. But that ain't the movie. Has anyone got any idea what film I could be talking about? Because if you get it, I'll tell you you're right. And it will ruin the review. But I'll do a different kind of review. No women, men and power, and brilliant. Every single character analysis and investigation is just and the direction and the lighting. It's a great movie. Right, yeah, I ain't got a lot. It's not Snatch, no. No, it's not Barry Lyndon. No. It's a cracking film, really. One of those movies you watch, like there's not many of them in my life. Apocalypse Now, of course. Men and Power. In many ways, the film I'm talking about is Apocalypse Now. Wait, do you know that? I was at the beginning of this stream, I was talking about my novel and learning. Glengarry Glen Ross is fucking brilliant. Again, all men in a room, men and power. Now, the film I'm talking about isn't in a room. It is in a location, obviously. It's not 4D filmmaking. But yeah, Glengarry Glen Ross. It's pretty much all in a room. There's a couple of outside shots. I think that was a mistake. They should have done the whole thing in that room. People, if you haven't seen Glengarry Glen Ross, it's originally a David Mamet play. It's a fucking great film. Al Pacino, Jack Lemmon, the geezer that just shot his director of photography. Right, not Hunter Biden the movie. No, Jer, not that. The grift has been appalling, people. I think it's been less than minimum wage, which is not fine. That's not good. I'm just being honest. Right. But don't worry though, when I do tell you what the film is, I'll tell you what, who's going to love it. 42 is going to love it. Me and 42 are going to do our stream soon. He was a bit sick when we had it scheduled, so we're going to do that men's rights movement. But I'm going to come at him from some very different angles than he thinks. But I thought it'd be really boring. But when he came on the call-in, I was just engrossed, which is weird because he's so boring to talk to. It's not the crying game, Lumi, but we know you crank one out. You fucking got it. Is that Chrissy G? Yeah, the movie's The Hill. It is The Hill. I said if someone says it, is that the Chrissy G? I think it is. Tell me. And you know the one I think it is because we were talking the other day. Yeah, the movie is The Hill. There you go. That's it. Sidney Lumet. Yeah. That's it, Matt. That's it. It's fucking amazing. I'd never heard of it. I'd never heard of it. I've heard of Sidney Lumet, obviously, but it was intended to 42. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think you could take it, son. The Hill. Sean Connery plays the lead. It's just incredible. Black and white, beautiful production. This is really emulsion. This is film. This is cinema. And you can't take your eyes off it because every gesture, every angle change, it's just cinema. It's a dream. Nice one, Al, but that's appreciated. I think it was called Blessed All. What, is that another film? Because I'm still thinking, no, the heel's the one I'm talking about, unless I've missed another message of yours, Albert. That's missing me. Wait, Albert, thanks for that donation, mate. Well thin on the ground, me and the stream. So that's much appreciated. Thank you, mate. Willow, I've seen King Rat. That really rings a bell. What's King Rat about? Let's find the trailer for King Rat. I've seen it, and it's in my head. So why do I know that? Why do I know King Rat? It's just loads of rats. Well, because I didn't put trailer. King Rat. And it looks like the hill. It looks like the good, the long, the short, and the tall. And yeah, let's have a little look at King Rat. I have seen it, but I can't remember anything about it. But as soon as you said it, yeah, I mean, it hasn't got the Sidney Lumet touch, that's for sure. But fucking Rigsby's in it. Oh my God! Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. You might have just done something amazing. Hang on, Willow. You might have just done something that I've been looking for all my life. I might have got this wrong. Are they in a German prisoner of war camp? Answer me these questions as we go. What's the name? I'll still say Annie. Are they in a prisoner of war camp? I want to know what Albert was talking about. Chris G. I need to know whether that's a Chris G. Nice one, Rags. That's very kind of you. Have it, you beautiful bastard. Shill my channel. I don't need to shill your channel. Rags, you do it every 5 messages. Rags has got a channel. Look out for his tweets, his messages, because he links to it. There you go. Marzipan, what's happened? Did you relapse or something, son? Tenko was all right. I quite like Tenko. We got no audio. What, from me? Other people haven't said that. Oh, there was no audio on the clip. Right, hang on. Where's Willow? They're in a prisoner of war camp. Oh, right, look, while we're here, this is what I want to ask you. I thought it might be that, but I don't think it is now. I'm sure there was either a television miniseries or a film. And I thought they were in a German prisoner of war camp in the Second World War. And the guards in the camp get them addicted to heroin, which they did. It's one of these weird secret histories they don't talk about. The English done it to prisoners of war as well. Because once you've got them addicted to something like heroin, you can get them to do whatever you want. You can get them to grass up the tunnel that took 3 years to dig. And the last scene in one of the episodes or the movie, one bloke who's rattling his tits off while they're trying to make an escape. And it's all been planned for years, 2 years or something. And the German guards sort of say to him, look, we know something's going on. All you've got to do is tell us what time, and you can have this. And he does. He tells them because he's a junkie, and he's I don't know if I would. It's a difficult one. I'd like to think I wouldn't, but I'm not going to big myself up that much. It's very difficult to say because you might think, well, hang on, if I get the gear in me, I'll then have time to, or I could lie to them and just get the gear and then get shot, but at least I'll be out of my head for getting shot. Anyway, he grasses on them. Then he hears them getting shot. He hears them outside. The Germans just gun him down mid-escape. And then he hangs himself. And I've never been able to find the film or the TV series. I've fucking sat through that whole series of Cold Hits. What a lot of jank that was. But the character looks like Thingy Bob there, which I think is Lawrence Fox's old man, isn't it? whose name I can't remember. Edward Fox. Is Edward Fox in King Rat? Does anyone know what film I'm talking about? And Chrissy G. There. Right, people, this geezer is coming on the channel. I've known him a while now. Probably got to be 10 years. This bloke had a stroke. He had a stroke. And when I first met him, he could barely walk. He had the full-on spacker hand on the go. He had the... And he just put the work in. And now, if you were to meet him, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You would not know. I mean, he's a bit slow because he's stupid. He's a mate. That's what I'm saying it. But I was talking to him the other night, and I said, "Would you come on and focus?" I said, "Would you come on my channel and let me talk to you about the stroke and the recovery and all that?" And he said he would. So he's going to come on, and I'll tell you what, it'll be fucking interesting. I remember once he told me he got an erection the first time he smoked a cigarette. I'll bet he's cracking up now, thinking I ain't coming on, you cunt, you've already done me up. He was about 20 as well. Lumi, is that the one where they... with the smack and the suicide? Are you sure? Because I'm sure I watched... Is it a movie or a TV miniseries? Because maybe I watched a TV series, Castle Colditz or something. So it's not King Rat, no. So yeah, that fella's coming on to talk. And I'll tell you what, I joke because we're, you know, because we joke, me and him, but to go from like, you know, proper, and he's now got a full-time job, you know, does his bit, goes up to the fucking Lake District and camps out, and he's a lovely bloke, actually, Chris. I think you'll take to him. He's got a very good manner about him. He's a piss taker, actually. Bizzle would take the gear. It's just not even debating it. No, I'd have it. So Lumi, nice to see you, mate. I didn't know you were in here. Lumi, is that are you sure? Nice one, Matt. That's really appreciated. For my cold, cheap post-Christmas hands. Why are they cold? What's going on there? I don't get it. Oh, because it's cold. You're in Canada, of course. I think everywhere's like Cambodia. I'm naked. I'm absolutely stark anarchus. Don't worry, ladies. Willow, thank you, Matt. Willow, World War Speed. Yeah. World War II was pretty much run on amphetamines, wasn't it? That's all they could fucking afford by the end of it. Right, Lumi. Not sure. No, that's the one I watched and it was rubbish. If anyone can find it, please tell me. I can't sit through that again, Lumi, looking for just that one scene. But that I watched that years before I was a junkie, and it really affected me. You know, because what a thing to do. About 10 of the prisoners of war were escaping. They bribed him with this substance. All I knew about that substance was the advert that I saw when I was a kid. I can handle it. I just got a bit of a cold, didn't I? Everyone thinks they can handle heroin until they can't. And then suddenly I saw that. And then when he hears them getting shot, you see him just there with every bullet sort of just... And then he just strings himself up and steps off the table. And I thought, you know, that was part of the plan. So I just couldn't understand it. And it stuck with me for years. I've never been able to find it. Anyway, King Rat, I will put that on when I'm meant to be writing tonight. Good call, Willow. Right, what's the time? 2 hours. I've got to go. I'll have to save the Angry Bootnecks video for tomorrow, which is a shame because he absolutely rips the shit out of fucking... Yeah, let's see how many words I don't need to give you. Smug Guardian journalist leftist. Well, I don't need to say leftist. Smug Smug Guardian journo you'd most like to punch. They are. It's not cryptic. I reckon you'll all get it. I reckon it's going to go. Brrr. There you go. Owen Jones. Yeah. It's a great little video. Owen Jones is reading a script. Never trust someone who's doing a political polemic when they're reading a script. What, you don't actually feel this stuff? No, it's an act, is it? And he's like custard, all of them. Owen Jones goes mad. He's mental. He's going. You right wingers, all you do is think about trans people. No, we don't. But it's quite good though, because the angry bootneck, the geezer whose channel it is, he calls out Posey Parker, and I left her a very not unpleasant, but I'm done with her. She lied to me. Me and her used to get on. She come on my channel, remember? But the picture went a bit wrong, so it's audio only. And I watch her show because I like her, and I used to think she was doing good. But she never, not once does she ask, why are they doing this? Why are they getting rid of all the women's spaces? She never mentions that men's spaces got eradicated years ago. I mean, fuck them, they're just blokes. But she never asks why. What she does do is give them their out. Well, they're insane, aren't they? They're mad. I saw her on Tucker Carlson. They're mad. They're insane. No, that's what they are certainly not. Now, the useful idiots who are doing the footwork might be, sure. But you think they're chopping children's tits off because they're mad? No. And the reason she won't ask why they're doing it is because she probably knows where that route of investigation goes. She said to me she'd have me on her channel years ago, right? And this was when she had about 5,000 subs. And I kept saying to her, when am I coming on? When am I coming on? And she was going, yeah, no, I'll make time. And I started to feel the cold shoulder. And then when I started seeing her start getting a few more subs and a few more quid, I thought, I ain't ever going on that channel now. And then the next excuse was, listen, I'm going to wait until I do a season of radicals, people who are sort of out there a bit, because I can sort of sneak you into that one. I thought, hang on, yeah, that sounds like it's going to happen. And now just avoid it, just ignored. Someone in the chat, I think, gave a donation to her a few months ago and said, get Chris Dangerfield on. And she went, I love Dangerfield. Like nervously knowing that she's just blown me out. She won't get me on. And she even said to me, now I'm not quoting her exactly, but I can't remember. But she essentially insinuated that my angle was racist, when actually it was anti-globalist. And she conflates the two. And that's why she won't go there. I doubt she's having her bank accounts closed down. I doubt, her channel's doing very nice. Mine went up 100 the other week for the first time in years. It went down 100 the following week. But, the Dragon's Den videos are getting new people. That's why I snided one of them out. But, if you haven't seen my latest Dragon Den video, watch it. Black Santa, it's about a diverse Christmas. Well, diverse if they're all black, but we know that anyway. But you want to see them patronize these two black women. They absolutely just, it's the worst business. It's not making any money. It's seasonal. The things that Meaden and Jones are usually shout people at. And they're like, I want to give you less. I want more money. I want to give you more money, but I want less equity. And I want Deborah to do it, because how can we live in a world like that? It's fucking disgusting. Check it out on my channel, this channel, latest Dragon's Den video. It's called, I think it's called A Diverse Christmas or something. Diverse Xmas, to keep it shorter. Anyway, but Parker, Kelly J. Keane or whatever her name is, she won't go there. Why would you not if you are concerned about the eradication of the differences between the sexes, if you are concerned about them giving kids puberty blockers, lopping off their tits and genitals without parents' consent, wouldn't one of the first things you investigated be, why are they doing this? What is this about? What's the agenda? Or would you just go, they're mad, aren't they? It's crazy, they're nuts. No, just not interested in actually affecting change. Not actually putting your neck on the line and taking on the big guns. It's about globalism. It's about the destruction of the Western family. And destroy the Western family, you destroy the West. She won't go there. No. And the problem with that is what her condemnation of the trans lobby, and I don't mean trans people. I don't give a shit about trans people. You know, I know plenty of them. Some of my best friends are trans. And I despise it when people go, oh, that one again. Yeah, but they are. They are, though. That's how much I don't hate them. But that's not the issue, is it? It's the lobby. And she will not ask why. She just says they're mad, which is infantile. It's infantile, and it's a lie. It's a lie. She's just not, she'll have a 200,000 strong channel soon. And I'll tell you what, the problem with writing them off as being mad, oh, okay, so you got arrested here and there. Well done. I got arrested for things I'd done when I was a bit younger. Okay. What it actually does is it normalizes the very thing that she's attacking. She becomes part of the problem because, oh yeah, look, we have this argument because this. It's part of a cultural normalization process. And yeah, I'm really disappointed because when I first saw her on This Morning or whatever it was, I thought, look at this. She's absolutely going for it. She was one of the first voices to get on the mainstream media and call it out. But she hit a bump in the road and thought, no, I'm going to stay this side of that bump because I don't want anyone calling me a racist. Ridiculous. I got a couple of donations that I am going to deal with. I'm also going to check Entropy. Entropy seems to have died on me. Luckily, Blogs ain't here, or he'd be throwing fucking spears at me by now. All right, 1 second. All right, my boy Sensen, my boy Ludwig, and I've done Willow. All right, hang on, give us a couple of seconds. Willow and Matt. Well, it's been lovely to have over 100 people here for this little quickie. It's been 2 hours. Nice one, Ludwig. Nice bit of dosh for a nice quickie stream. 2 hours, oh, Ludwig. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning here. This is what it's like trying to find time to write. I've been grafting all day. I would love one day to be a full-time writer. Just to be able to wake up, write for 5 or 6 hours, do a YouTube stream, and that's it. Trying to write and have a job, it's pissing me off. It's a first world problem, and I'd rather have a job and write than not have a job, because then I wouldn't be able to write because I'd be too stressed about where I'm going to live and eat. Sensum, what's the point of entropy if we value the stream if you never check it? Usually, I nearly called you Entropy. Usually, Sensum, it goes, and I get a VARP. But as I just checked it, I noticed it was down. Oh, and if you don't believe me, feel free to give a donation now, or anyone, and it will go, and I'll know. You've given me entropies before, and I've read them out, but yeah, it wasn't working. I just had to refresh it. So apologies and thank you. I think you're right, David, and I think it's overtaken that's her motivation now. I said to her, just before I wrote her off about 6 months ago, I said, why don't you get me on the show, just an audio one? And she said, well, I do a Turf Talk Tuesdays. You can call in. Oh, I've sat there for fucking hours on end being told it's engaged, waiting for fucking Richard to ring up and go, Posey, I just want to say I think what you're doing is great. And she sits there just laughing it up. Yeah, you go, girl. You go. You continue to normalize the thing you say you're attacking. Show some labia and get someone on your show. You don't have to agree with me, but I might be able to give you some answers as to why this is happening, rather than the none that you've presented, apart from, oh, they're crazy, aren't they? Yeah, they're nuts. No, they're not, because that would be all right. It's far more dangerous than that. Okay, what am I going to do? There's one more thing I want to show you. Right, trigger warning. Trigger warning. I'm going to show female breasts with nipple. Now, I'm risking a strike here, and I'm saying this to YouTube as much as the channel, right? I'm going to show... I'll put this on my Telegram, so a few of you will have already seen this. But I saw this on YouTube, and I was not searching for this. I mean, if you're searching for this sort of material, the last place you'd go is YouTube. I can't remember why we ended up... I think me and the missus found it. I think I was trying to turn her off having breast implants. She's got lovely tits, my missus. I don't want her all fucking getting cut to pieces. And I saw this. Now, this is... It's presented as a way of massaging your breasts as part of the milking process. So if you've had a baby, you should do this to keep them working well, stop them from aching and all this sort. I don't know a lot about breastfeeding. Right, okay, that's fair enough. But there's nipples, because on YouTube you can show genitals and nipples if it's for educational purposes. So I'm just pointing that out. Two things I want you to look out for, though. One, look at her expression. Her face is cut off from about here. But if you're massaging your breasts for breast milking purposes, do you have to go like this? Now, I know the answer is yes, but obviously you don't. And two, I think the audio was wiped from a different video that was showing an actual video where someone was just doing a... This is on YouTube. So if I do get a strike for this, it'll be ridiculous, because this is on YouTube. I'm not showing this for titillation purposes, excuse the pun. It's just weird that this is clearly not medical. This is clearly not about breastfeeding. I won't show you a lot of it, but this is on YouTube like now. You can go and watch it. I'll put the link in the chat. I won't show a lot of it, but I wanted to show you that as well. I can show you that next time. Also, when you're massaging your breasts, it's called breast milk hand expression teaching, right? Do you have to wear like a little slutty red top that's sort of tied in a knot under your heaving bosom? I mean, I'm not sure. So you tell me, people. I think they've wiped this audio off of another channel, and this is just... I think this is advertising porn or something. Have a look at this. If you've got children in the room, seriously, I'd get them out, because this is not about breast milking. I'm not buying it. Well, depending on how much the full-length version will be. There was a sort of the voice and the image. There was a that's peculiar, isn't it? Oh, and now I look at the comments. They're all porn adverts. Strange how that remains. 20 million views. So that 16,000 subscribers, 20 million views. And I guarantee that would have been reported. But no, it's you know, what's wrong with women's breasts? What's wrong with milking? This is normal. This is natural. Devon Tracy got a strike once for showing a bum crack that he took off another person's video, much like I probably will for that. It's you know, it's the lack of what's the word I'm looking for? You know what the word I'm looking for. I've got an erection. Okay, I've got a piece of music that I've selected in advance. I would like, let me just check entropy, make sure Sensum hasn't tried to catch me out. No, he hasn't. Yeah, but you haven't got 99 people looking at you while you're blushing. All right, the thing about Rumble, I was lied to. You can't show clips on Rumble. You can't play music on Rumble. It's exactly the same rules as YouTube. Yeah. Not a waste of time, though, because if ever I do get a strike and a ban, I can do a Rumble stream and you'll all be notified. So it wasn't a complete waste of time, but it's not much different to YouTube, Rumble. They say they're a free speech platform, but you can't play clips and you can't play music. There's all that copyright stuff and all that fair usage has gone down the pan on Rumble. That doesn't exist. Mad, isn't it? It was just a setup. Anyway, where am I going here? What folder out of the millions of my totally disordered computer is it on? If you didn't see my latest Dragon's Den video, the Diverse Christmas, trust me, it's a real cracker. Because the way they patronize them, it's your classic bigotry of low expectations. It's like a play school in there. Yeah, because you're black, though, I'm going to give you all the money. And Peter Jones actually says, but for less equity. This company is now 2 years old. They're still not incorporated, which means they haven't hit their VAT threshold of 85 grand. That's not profit, by the way. That's revenue. So when they were in there, they said they turned over, I think, 73 grand. So profit of that will probably be about 15 grand if they're not paying themselves a wage. Oh, yeah, and Peter and Meaden invested. Yeah, I can't imagine why. What's different about this picture? That yeah, it's so transparent. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I'll put that on there because I've got to get those breasts off the screen. They're giving me the shivers. I might have to sort myself out after this stream. I ain't getting any writing done. It's called relief for a reason. Right. Lovely to see you all again. Apologies for the lack of streams, but if you're here at the beginning, I am trying to get this novel finished because my editor's disappeared into rehab, as he should, because he was drinking 2 bottles of whiskey a day. Thanks to everyone who donated. You don't get streams without donations. It's just the way things are. Thanks to Rags and the boy Cray for looking after the place. And most of all, thank all of you lot for keep coming back here, engaging in the chat, talking to each other, talking to me. Go and watch. Hello, Mrs. Me in it. You right, darling? Go and watch The Hill, directed by Sidney Lumet. Go and watch Glengarry Glen Ross. 2 movies. Watch them back to back. You'll have the best evening of your life that doesn't involve the real best things, which is sex and drugs. Stop it. Here we go. It's your friend of mine, Jalix Aomes. Ta-da!
The paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. That's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murder scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive, selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green-looking skin, and they run around screaming, "We love Satan, we want to eat babies." I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy, weird, sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy, weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. In a room, vampire pot, and the goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil, and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions upon it, people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, "We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet."
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
You know what's really weird about that? So was I. Nice one, Vincent. A Prasha Canatu, a late pounder. Nice one. I'll try and get a stream in whenever I can, but please trust me, this isn't me slowly fading away. I was just thinking the other day, look at the amount of people that faded away. Where did Jakes and Latte go? I mean, Dan doesn't stream, we know why. Hugh doesn't stream, we know why. Well, I know why. You know, Unwashed done a couple of hit pieces on PA to, you know, ride on their success. And, you know, all those people like 3 or 4 years ago streaming, what happened to the 37 gang? Are they still around calling people paedophiles or something? Is that what they done? I couldn't quite work them out. I'm still here, boys and girls, and I'm going to get my novel written. Look after yourselves. Go and piss off down your own end. Hoita!